Okay, let's go. We're live.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the Porsche 911 Legends R5. Here on the 10th of February, the year of your Lord, Julio de la Vega. This will be the 934 Turbo RSR at the Salisbury Stake Ring, next to the Souvlaki stand ring. And I believe there's a Calamari truck in there as well. I am very attractive. With me, as always, is the Hugo Stieglitz of daytime television, Michael Megas, who is currently mousing over.
No, I was just listening to the audio to make sure your voice was good.
My voice is very good.
I meant the levels, sir.
It's levels above.
Anyways, if you're in chat and you would like to contradict the level idea, but I think we're good. I think we're good. We're me and Byron are pinching just into the red. The game is pinching just into the yellow. I think that's perfect. We'll find out.
Bad.
I mean, if you say so.
The green.
No, actually, the green is actually really, really quiet on the broadcast, unfortunately.
Oh, well, that's fucked up.
Yeah.
Oh no, I swore we got demonetized. Wait, we can't be demonetized because we don't have enough subscribers, so please subscribe. Please give us the up thumbs. Do the cool thing. I bothered Martin to put the link to the new e-store in the description. It is in the description. Can also confirm this will be two 30-minute races. And if you don't hit the pits, then you have to do 30 push-ups.
Actually, they don't have to hit the pits at all.
I know, I read that.
No mandatory. Two 30-minute pit stop, 30-minute races. No pit stop required during them. We're here at the Salzburgring for the 5th round of the Porsche Legends, which has basically been us changing the car every single time. We're now in the Group 4 Porsche 934 Turbo, which is an old-ass car. Actually, you know what?
It's the car so old that one John Barker might have had a hand in the creation thereof. We've already launched into the food stuff, so John's gonna be hungry as hell.
I was gonna say, I think being given that it's a Porsche, it probably doesn't have any British people involved in the production. I'm digging up the actual.
Oh, the glitch is back. I love it.
Oh yeah, we'll have a couple of cars plowing through the.
That is some funny stuff. I enjoyed. Dude, the cars were going nose down.
1976 year.
Trucks.
1976. We come in today with Mike Stockmill leading the championship. Now there is an asterisk to Mike Stockmill leading the championship, and that asterisk is, well, excuse me. That asterisk is the fact that he missed a race. He wasn't with us for LausitzRing, so he's used up his drop score already. So all of his scores from now on, they will count. Whereas Henrik Andreasen has a drop 3rd place, and so does Tugas. So they have drop scores that could come into play. They have a little bit of a margin for error, I guess is what I'm saying. But Stockmill leads the championship with 207 points. Henrik Andreasen on 198. 197 and a half for Tobias Thirol. Come on.
Oh my god.
Martin Emmons is on 160 and a half, as is Sebastian Gunther. They come in dead even. Magic Kaszczuk on 156. Andrew D on 128. 127 and a half for Rene Ermer. 123 for Antonio Costa and 111 for Steve Davidson. For the record, Kaszczuk, Ermer, and Costa have all used up their drop scores. They missed a round. Their 0 is taken away. So they have a less margin for error when it comes to the championship than those around them. In the amateur category, Ross Hayden is dominating. He's got 88 and a half points. The next highest, less than half his score. So, there you go. Paul Yipam. Damn it, I've forgotten how to pronounce his name.
You're the worst.
I am the worst at this.
You're the foreigner. You're supposed to know all the foreign things.
Not Romanians. They're weird.
They're weird.
They're very weird.
Romanian and Polish.
This is the problem. Well, the Polish I get because I have Polish family.
from
I have it. Hang on.
13
I
Ys
haven't.
to 14
I haven't
Xs.
recorded. I haven't recorded. I can
Do it. Record it. Broadcast the recording thereof, so that you can then go on to mispronounce Tobias' last name yet again.
Yippure.
Yippure. The Italian driver.
Watch me forget about that again. Anyways.
I'm gonna call him windshield wiper.
As for Tobias, I mean, he says I'm pronouncing his name correctly. So. What do you want me to do?
I want you to over-dramatify it.
You mean like make it into a gluttural howl?
Yes. It's
I don't think that works out well.
We will call him Tobias Schnitzelwurst.
Anyways, we got any new faces today? What's up?
Never heard of this Gunther guy before. Who the heck's he? Is he one of them wrestlers?
I mean, he has been here for every race. Let's see here. New people. No, not really. Small field today, 16 cars. I've always noticed that the Salzburgring is decidedly unappealing to a lot of people, and the grids tend to show that. So I'm not sure why it made it on the calendar. It's a reasonably interesting little circuit. And when I say little, I mean 4.2 kilometers long. But anyways, 15 turns. It is a remarkably efficient in terms of land use circuit. If you look at a track map of it, you realize there's like no infield to the entire thing. So like, it is quite possibly the most efficient use of land in all of racing.
Just make one that's all hairpin corners and straightaways.
I mean, there are tracks kind of like that. Not gonna lie.
Woo! Yeah, baby, let's go.
Yeah, that's gonna happen.
Signore e pure. Fantastic. I like it. 69. Whoa. Spun out of existence.
Indeed. Probably returned to bits. Nothing particularly interesting in terms of the liveries today. I mean, they're all interesting in their own way, but they're old style liveries. There's nothing super interesting to go. This one's pretty cool. I do like it, yeah.
What happens when they pull that colored, the checkered flag out? Does that mean that you have to restart the race?
That means the race is over.
No, it's purple and black, not white and black. Purple and black means that you have to do the entire race in reverse.
Ooh, that would be intriguing. They don't have a flag for that, but that would be interesting.
We do now.
As for restart the race, it's a red flag.
Cool. They make it red just to piss people off.
I don't know if there's a story behind why it's red, but red is basically we're pausing the race, get back to the pits, and we will restart. Usually, signifying for like a massive accident or like weather event that can't be driven through. Like a monsoon.
You have to decide whether or not you can drive.
Although most racing series will drive through considerable rain. I have seen some things in my time. If you want an example of a wet race and how wet they'll let you drive, go check out the 1998 Spa Grand Prix, which had I want to say 7 cars finish the race because of how wet it was, and there were 2 massive pileups.
Alright, we got RC in the chat. She would like to speak on this.
Tobias Thierolf out on the pole position right now. Still a fair bit of time left, but he is quite a ways clear of Gunther and Magic Kaszczuk. Also within a second is Henrik Andreasen, and Steve Davidson is doing some things.
Nose down, ass up, that's the way we drive our trucks.
I am not going to enjoy the stewarding for this race. I'm just going to say it right now. I'm going to get a replay file that is all kinds of messed up.
You're probably not wrong with
I have tried to alleviate the problems. I'm sorry, audience. It cannot be done. Byron is enjoying the.
Oh yeah, it's fantastic.
Glitching. But I've got nothing. I've tried. I've tried everything short of rebooting the spectator machine, because if I do that, we can't get back in.
I appreciate the Herbie the Love Bug livery.
Henrik Andreasen sporting the very black livery. Number 0 car. Goes second quickest. Almost got pole there. You have to wonder if he didn't get held up there by the number 61 car. Whoever that may be. If he could have taken pole. As Antonio Costa is, you know, not really doing... Not really driving the car in the recommended.
50-50 nose grind. Look at how many points he's racking up. What if he ollies over the gap?
John wants a song. I don't think a song would help, John. I could be wrong on that, but I don't think so.
Drugs got to do.
So after this, we've got 1 round left. We'll be heading to Suzuka for the season finale for the... Which layout of Suzuka? I'm assuming it's going to be the Grand Prix layout. I could be mistaken.
It is indeed the GP layout. It says right there in the description of the video, Mike. The 90-minute slobber knocker.
Indeed.
90 minutes enter, 90 minutes leave.
So that'll be a nice and long one. An enduro, not really a proper enduro race, but you know, pretty long one. One of the longer races you do in a single sitting. So it's really
I vote that it becomes a 90-hour race.
amazing traction for the front bumper. That's true. This is amazing car engineering to be able to drive on the front bumper like that. The under tray of the car must be fantastic.
I wonder what the actual racers are seeing from their perspective. Not like necessarily from our perspective of them in the game, but from them racing at home.
Some of them will be seeing this if their ping is bad enough, but who they see doing this will like vary person to person, basically.
Hilarious. I do enjoy also the Salisbury Steak Ring here is obviously sponsored by Monster Energy Drink.
It is always fun when you have like a stewarding dispute and you have 2 guys who just they don't exist in the same reality. Like you look at both their replays and you go, yeah, neither of you can see the other guy. I had that once back in the day with a race room. There was a guy named Timo, who was one of 3 Finnish racers who lived in the Philippines for some reason. Didn't understand why. Anyways, his internet connection, terrible. Dude was racing at like 272 to like 320 ping every time out. It was bad. And you know, he would have a stewarding complaint like, this guy hit me and I spun off and my car got broken and I demand justice. All right. Well, and like I see from my point of view, there was no contact whatsoever. The other car is like 3 car lengths behind him still when he flies off the track. And it's like, I know you think you got hit, and I'm sure that your game thinks that you got hit, but no one else saw that one. Our server at that time was based in Europe, so I mean, yeah, it was rough times. Racing in a Norwegian racing community at that time.
Gosh darn Norwegians.
Or well, I should say Norwegian-based. The admins were Norwegian, the server was Norwegian, but like it was a global community. We had drivers from the UK, we had drivers from France, Germany, Australia, New Zealand. It's where I met Steve Crossland.
And then your life all went downhill. Your legs starting to fall apart because of that Steve
I
Crossland.
mean, that came significantly after me. If we're being honest, significantly after.
Then removed part of his leg to replace one of his teeth.
mean, that did happen around a similar time. But no, they didn't take anything out of my leg to replace the tooth. The tooth is now just a composite implant.
It's actually your kneecap.
Second time I've had to get an implanted tooth, actually.
Only the first time you had to have one after an implant DDT.
No, neither involved the DDT. I have been DDT'd in my life. It's unpleasant.
I can dig on that.
Actually, the most unpleasant wrestling move I've ever taken is a running bulldog. That sucks.
Yeah, I mean, you're basically going nose first unless the guy protects you.
Yep. And he was a big guy too. He was not protecting me because it was on the playground.
What a dick.
I ended up literally standing up afterwards on my head, and I have no memory of what happened for, like, I don't know, a good hour afterwards. Probably was my first concussion.
Probably.
Don't try this at home, folks.
I remember my first concussion. It was in basketball.
Oh.
We're playing some off-season intramural city basketball. So all the kids from all the different schools who were more serious about basketball than the other kids.
Oh, I got to interrupt. Henrik just took pole.
Nice.
Despite actually being held up by the number 56 car there, kind of brutally. Henrik's having a lot of bad luck. I feel like there's a lot of speed to be unlocked here if he could just get a clean lap.
Next up to the stage, Henrik Andreasen will be working the pole.
Continue.
So, yeah, we're basically just passing around in practice before game. And, I can't remember, somebody, I think it was one of the parents or maybe it was a coach, some adult wanted my attention, and I passed the ball, looked over, we said whatever needed to be said, don't remember the conversation, and I looked back and the ball is right in my face. And I mean, like, I had no time to react. It was just like, ball ding, and I was then being pulled up off the floor. I obviously had a concussion at that point. I think I was like 10, something like that. It was quite a time to be alive.
Oh, we do have a newcomer. We haven't had Laissez-Passer on the grid prior to this in the series, so welcome back, Laissez.
Hold me closer, lazy passer.
Someday you got to come to Ontario so I can take you over to the slam ball court.
Hold on. Tabernacle, that sounds like a good time.
Just like, get a load of this guy, boys. Crush. Byron, crush.
400 pounds of mounted rebounds. I actually have no idea how much I weigh.
The actual large mound of rebound.
Correct. Good old Charles Barkley. He was my favorite player back in the day.
I'm trying to remember who my favorite player was, and I don't know if I really had one, honestly.
Your favorite player was Greg Ostertag.
No. Not Greg Ostertag. I did play as Greg Ostertag. I did play as Greg Ostertag a lot in NBA Live, but it's because I played as the Utah Jazz all the time.
Detlef Schrempf.
There's John Stockton, Jeff Hornacek, Byron Russell, and Karl Malone. That was the team.
Karl Malone.
Indeed. Although actually at the time the game was kind of broken. You just played as the Lakers to do a check. And just you couldn't stop Shaq.
Nobody can stop Shaq. You just hope to slow him down.
Pretty much.
Shout out to the homies from Tugas and Petrolhead.
We've got the grid. Henrik Andreasen will start on pole ahead of Tobias Thierolf, followed by Sebastian Gunther and Magic Kashchuk. I get a further rundown here. Andy Darnell, Peter Backus in 6th place. Good work by him. Antonio Costa, Steve Davidson, Andrew D. Paul Yepure. There you go. Got it right.
Yepure.
Raul Valoria, Mauricio Julian. By the way, Mauricio Julian, the only Julian today. So he's number one. He's number one Mauricio in your heart.
No, he will always be number 2.
Well, we don't have Delgado today.
I always have Delgado with me in spirit.
Lazy Passe, Vic Vega, Adam Stewart, and Adam Komorowski. So an all Adam back row.
Yeah, brother, we got the Hulkamaniac car out there on the track. You know what I'm saying?
Wait, which one's the Hulkamaniac car?
The orange and yellow one, not that one. Yeah, I got my studio.
I completely missed the one you were talking about then. I was looking at the other screen.
Oh, you'll see it.
I imagine I will. You've turned it the Hulkamania car, which means it should damn well stand out.
Hulkamaniac car's gonna run the black one off the track. Oh yeah. I don't know why. Don't know why I did Macho
It's
Man.
a Macho Man. How dare you do Randy Savage dirty like that?
Well, you know, brother, it's just a much better impression, and I feel like he's a better human being, even though he was crazier than a shithouse rat.
Yeah, by all accounts, a better human.
Yeah. He was wound a little tight. Tight.
Oh no, there's something definitively wrong in his psyche. Don't get me wrong.
Tobias, you orange motherfucker. We are playing the race room, Mr. Petrolhead? Possibly I'm pronouncing that correctly. Good old Rumpus Room, the Rumpus Room experience.
Quiet there for a moment because my microphone decided to fall down and I was trying to get it to lock back in place.
That's not good. There's the Hulkamaniac car.
Oh, the red and yellow. Okay. Yeah, I guess. Yep, we're playing Race Room Racing Experience. This is Salzburgring with some legendary Porsche cars from the 1970s. You can. Do they have a Salzburgring in Assetto Corsa? I don't think I've ever raced it in Assetto Corsa. Ooh, I like Adam Stewart's look. I do like that. It's green.
I got it. Close on the pronunciation. I'm the best. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, that is pretty good. Very military.
I like it. It's the understated green that I love.
It's actually the same color as my Desert Eagle in Far Cry 6.
Oh.
Yeah, you can put different. They got different skins for weapons and stuff, and one of them's like a green anodized with black accents and stuff.
Yeah, considering how simple the liveries in this field are, it's a nice variety actually. We got the Hulkamania car, we got the nice green, we got the black and purple puzzle car, and we got Hervey the Love Bug.
And this one belongs to Elvira. Very cool. Magic Cabbage Truck's car reminds me of Dad's root beer. If you haven't had Dad's root beer, you are missing the heck out.
That's true. Indeed, Martin, we did pimp out the store link in the description. Check it out, guys.
Nope, never gonna do that. Never gonna give you
We have no Martin today because he had... Oh, somebody lost a wheel.
No Martin today because he's doing push-ups.
No, he's traveling.
Traveling? Is he allowed to do that?
Yeah. It's no rule against it. No law.
If you don't require his papers.
And we're just kind of waiting for the last bit of warm-up here as everybody gets their last tire readings, their fuel all set up for the race, and yeah, you definitely want to get your fuel right because there's no pit stop today. 2 30-minute races, so if you don't get the fuel right, you could be in trouble. Indeed, we've been commenting on the whole 50-50 grind technique of these race cars a fair bit.
I'm confused about the Widowmaker thing. I saw it mentioned in commentary chat, and now he's said it again. I don't know what that means.
I'm not sure either, but it's either these cars are really, really hard to handle, or this track is really, really hard to do. in these cars.
Mr. Ed, please
Both
make
are-
the clack-a-clack of the Who's and explain what the Widowmaker thing is.
Both are, I would say, highly possible because this track is... I do not like this track. There you go. I'll leave it at that. Although I find it funny that Martin is complaining about a track that he selected. Here we go. 16 cars, 30 minutes. Let's get this thing going. Andreasen will lead us from the pole, followed by Theorolf, Gunther, and Kaschuk. And we'll head down to corner 1. Ooh, somebody off on the grass there. Not entirely sure. One of the Elvira liveries. Maybe the only Elvira livery, actually. Tobias Theorolf has gotten the better of, well, actually a bunch of people have gotten the better of Henrik Andreasen at the start. Gunther's through, Kaschuk's through. Andreasen finds himself in 4th place. That's a bad start. Paul Ypere is up into 5th place ahead of Peter Backus, Steve Davidson, Raul Valori, Andrew D, and Antonio Costa, who loses that spot to Adam Komorowski. Komorowski with a fantastic start. He started on the back row. He's up to 10th place. I like that Peter Backus number too, actually. Black and white. Very nice. There is the man who started on pole but got off to a really bad start. Adam Stewart got off to a really bad start. Andy Darnell, a bad one. Oh, he was the Elvira, the Aliva, I think is the actual sponsor. Elvia? Elvia.
It's on fire forever.
Andreasen going around the outside of Magic Kaschuk to move up into 3rd place, and that is Adam Stewart off the track. So a promising start for Adam Stewart has taken a wrong turn. We have confirmation it is the car that is being called.
We start calling it the window licker.
I have not actually at any point driven this car, so I cannot comment, although I generally don't like Porsches to begin with, and I certainly don't like Porsches from the 1970s.
Wow.
Sir, I do not support the team, the fine company that came up with the Ferdinand.
Ferdinand is misunderstood and
Mauricio Julian getting overtaken there. There's Raul Valoria stocks Steve Davidson. Steve Davidson's got a Herbie Love Blood. Yeah. There is Antonio Costa getting around the outside of Adam Komorowski and trying to attack Andrew D for 9th place. This reminds me of the story that I heard on Beyond the Grid podcast. This was years ago. I think it was Derek Bell, one of the old Porsches drivers from way back in the day, was telling the story about by the way, that's Paul Ypere losing 5th place. Was telling the story about some German engineer that they were inducting into the Beyond the Grid Hall of Fame. And he's like, I'm walking along with him at the Stuttgart facility, and he's like, how many RPM were you pulling on the back straight? And I tell him, and he takes out a piece of paper, starts writing down, puts the paper away. I ask him, how fast was I going? Because back in the day, we didn't have a speedometer in the car. And he goes, I think it is better that you do not know. As Andy Darnell moves up to 12th place. Yeah, if you came here for a lot of Porsche love, you ain't gonna get it from me. This is quite possibly my least favorite brand of car.
Much more of a lotto guy.
I mean, dollar for dollar, sure. If we're taking cost out of the equation, no, I will totally take a Porsche over a lotto.
Most of it is
By the way, we've lost Adam Stewart from the race. He's retired from the festivities. We'll see if he sticks around for race 2.
The official Stewarting report.
You have to drive them as a front-wheel drive car until you can. It's not wrong. I have actually driven a Porsche in real life, so it's one of the few like brands. Because my second cousin is a big Porsche fan and has had one ever since he married a lovely rich woman.
That'll do it. You see, Officer, I cannot afford another ticket in my Porsche.
Henrik Andreasen takes the lead. So he has found his way back to the front after a terrible start. And Peter Backus and Paul Yapure falling back through the grid just a little bit, although Backus will pick up spot there over Yapure, who will also drop behind Raul Valoria. I've driven a Porsche around the Mosport Raceway up here in Canada. Let's see that track. On board with the Romanian driver Paul Yapure as he runs in 8th place behind Raul Valoria and ahead of Andrew D. That's Andy Darnell looking to make his way through, and Yapure is going to lose out, or no, pardon me, gained a spot. Peter Backus off the track and dropping through. Oh, Lord.
Was this about Genghis Khan?
Laissez-passer just headbutted the wall.
Mike, do you get a little bit Genghis Khan?
You get a little bit Genghis Khan? No, not generally.
Don't want you to get it on with no rules.
Antonio Costa and Andy Darnell having a little side-by-side action for 10th place. Darnell moving off the track. Picks up a slow down penalty for his troubles. Oh, we've had a Norwegian in front a couple of times. Henrik Andreasen's had an excellent season. Currently stands second in the championship and has 2 race wins to his credit. Looking for a third.
Yeah, Henrik Andreasen, professional Norwegist.
Adam Komorowski slipping up and through. Komorowski on a hard charge. He started on the back row. I forget if he was dead last on 15th. Finds himself up in 8th place.
Well, you know, Raul, you gotta drive that car a little bit faster, brother. I'm gonna take your 17-inch tire bonds and wrap them around some roadie's head and run wild on the track. I appreciate that he probably selected it because it's his country's flag colors. But it's not going to stop me doing all
I'm going to stop you from doing pro wrestling references, I understand. Andy Darnell moving up to the top 10 and displacing the aforementioned Hulkamaniac Raul Valoria.
I guess we could do McDonald's drinks. Then just make Juan Barcadero and we force him back into the kitchen.
True. We like having Juan Barcadero in the chat. Mauricio Julian's off again. Mauricio clearly is having some problems with the car. I'm just gonna throw that out there. He's having a rough time. Oh, Adam Stewart's actually still running. Okay, so he pitted for damage and is back out on the track. I appreciate it.
Go get him, Adam. Get him.
Eat him.
Start knocking him.
He's about 2 laps behind everybody, but you know, he is out there still.
That's the kind of stick-to-itiveness that you need to survive.
I mean, there is a lot of points on offer here today. I think, let's see here, 16th place with that payout. 16th place will pay out, I wish I could find it, 7.5 points. So, yeah, it's not nothing. Just get through to the end, and you've got yourself 7.5 points.
Senor Barcadero has some salami on hand. I, too, am slinging the salami. Hungarian. How do you slice it up?
I had a pizza.
You would have a pizza.
I generally do.
Mike's been having little seizures every week for years.
Well, no, we do this commentary and then we go watch the wrestling, and you know, I'd be really, or not the wrestling, the MMA, and I'd be really, really hungry after all that. So, you know, get a pizza in me, and that's like a day's worth of food.
I plan on making pizza sometime in the near future. It won't be tomorrow because I'm going to go to the Superb Owl party at the parents' house tomorrow.
Oh, Darnell! losing
slipping
control,
and sliding all over the place.
and has to hop over the tires to rejoin the track.
I see it happening, and I was like, is that really happening, or is that a
That really happened. Yeah, no,
really happening.
that's really happening. Oh, we have now lost Adam Stewart. He came out of the pits, and I guess he's given up. Also, there's a little Caesar really close to my house, so that helps. That helps.
I found that they're regular pizzas aren't what I desire, but the deep dish pizzas, those are really good.
For me, it's more just the cheapness. I mean, you get yourself a $9 pizza, and you're fed for the day.
Mm-hmm. Throw some pickled jalapenos on that thing.
Steve Davidson was having a good day. He is now off the track. Let's see if he can recover.
Go get him, Steve Dave.
So Andreasen leads from Thierolf. They're pretty clear of Gunther, who's got Cash Truck for company. Paul Yapure is up into 5th place again. By the way, Cash Truck just overtook Gunther there, so if you needed proof that they were battling, there's your answer. Then further on down, you've got Andrew D., Adam Komorowski, Antonio Costa, Raul Valoria, this man, Peter Backus, who's trying to overtake Valoria, as well as Andy Darnell trying to do so. And then Steve Davidson, Vic Vega, Laissez Passer, and Mauricio Leon. Andrew D. living dangerously there as he battles with Yapure and Komorowski.
Dangerously.
In that case, he definitely did, as that is Steve Davidson off again.
And then he puts the D in other things, too.
Keep going, Steve Dave. We're cheering for you. He's back on.
Well, Mr. Stewart got DNF'd.
Indeed. I mentioned that a little bit ago.
Oh, my bad. Sorry, I was probably reading chat. Did not fornicate.
He has pulled the plug, it would appear. Either that or... Well, let's have a look at this stuff.
Pulled the plug on wife support?
Pulled the plug. There you go. I mean, you know, wife aggro is the thing. That is
Herbie go.
For the track and being overtaken by the other Herbie machine of Steve Davidson.
Herbie rides again.
Herbie's front end needs work.
Herbie versus Godzilla. How many freaking Herbie movies were there?
I think I only saw 3.
I remember seeing a bunch. I was really young.
On board with Adam Komorowski. Andrew D. dips a wheel off the track, and Komorowski's got yet another spot up in 6th place.
Franchise. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 movies.
6 points. So I've seen about half of them.
The Love Bug, Herbie rides again. Herbie goes to Monte Carlo. Herbie goes bananas. This needs the Love Bug, and Herbie fully loaded from 2005.
That's the Lindsay Lohan one.
Yikes.
Vic Vega off the track.
They had her remake a bunch of movies. Or try and reboot a bunch of franchises. That did not work.
Well, she's not very good when she's, on drugs.
True.
Pretty sure I've only enjoyed her in one movie, and it was Mean Girls.
I don't think I've ever seen a movie she was in, to be honest with you. Not
Can't
because
think
I
of
was
much
avoiding
else.
her.
No, I mean she's definitely not in movies that gentlemen such as ourselves tend to enjoy.
Should have put her in Blade Runner. She has that kind of dystopian attitude about her.
Good at work, yeah. Peter Backus. the Slovakian driver tries to make his way up through the field. Wasn't he racing as a Czechia driver before, and now he's racing as a Slovak? What is up, Mr. Bags?
I don't know. I'm pretty sure that's the same flag he had before. Mike, do you feel this a little suspicious that everybody chose the Porsche for this race?
They weren't given another option, so no. There is another car in the Group 4 selection. This is Porsche. Morosky up in a 5th. He's having a great day. The BMW M1 is also in this category.
Mike, I have seen the Lindsay Lohan movie.
Oh.
Machete.
Good point. I always forget she was in that.
Yeah.
Enjoyed that a lot. Komorowski off the track. Loses out to Ipure, Costa, D. Probably Darnell and Backus as well.
Mike, did you know they remade Mean Girls?
Oh.
Tina Fey's behind it.
She was in the original.
So Lindsay Lohan has cameo in this one. That's the only reason I know it.
I assumed. Costa might be picking up a spot here as Paul Yapure briefly left the track there, but it looks like he'll hang on. Sorry, my phone decided to come to life there.
Like Frankenstein's monster?
A little bit. I have silenced it. Antonio Costa looking for that spot against Paul Yapure as they head into the chicane. And he'll move up into 5th place. So the top 4 have been pretty static, but 5th place has been changing hands quite repetitively.
Like, I watched a video about crabs, and facts about crabs today, but some weird, wild, and wonderful commentary.
No boy.
They just weren't enough really cool facts, or really any
I see.
facts. Or maybe I just knew them already.
I mean, crabs are cool creatures.
I agree. But it's just like, hey, the Japanese spider crab is fucking huge. Yeah, I knew that.
Darnell going around the outside of Andrew D. And that will be 7th place for the UK driver. Nope, John Barker is cheering on Andrew D, but it did not work on this occasion. He did lose that spot.
Needs more determination.
Meantime, Andreasen still leading by 1.5 seconds. They're leaving everybody else behind. Basically, they've got a cushion back to Kashuk and Gunther of about 8 seconds. Looks like they're lapping some traffic there. Not entirely sure who that would be. Adam Komorowski might be off the track, or nope, just in the pit lane. Just checking. That's a shame. He was having a really, really good day. He was a fantastic race. John Barker says he has the Murray Walker first. Cheering people on and having them fall apart. I miss the days of Murray Walker doing F1. My favorite call of his is still 2001 Malaysia, right at the start of the race when Jos Verstappen's Arrows got up in 6th place after qualifying, like I think it was like 18th or something. It was up to like 6th by the end of the first lap. It's just first place Schumacher, 2nd place Barrichello, 3rd place Trulli, 4th place Coulthard, 5th place Frentzen, 6th place and Arrows. How did that get there? I think it was Martin Brundle at the time. Was like, it's probably Verstappen. I'm pretty sure we saw Bernaldi in the sand trap. It's got to be Verstappen. Yes. Actually, it was probably the best drive of Jos Verstappen's career. That race, he did phenomenal.
Wasn't there a wrestler in the 90s named Bacchus? I recall like a big honking muscle man.
Probably. Not recalling it though.
Probably one of Vince's proposed conquests.
Are you thinking about the Finnish Nazi guy?
No.
Whose name is eluding me at this point also.
It's like Hala or... I don't even remember what it was.
No! Peter Backus in the wall! Stumbling out into the sand trap. Doing his best Enrique Bernaldi impression. Oh, John Barker was a fan of Murray Walker and James Hunt, I'm assuming?
It was Brackus.
Brackus.
B-R-A-K-K-U-S, Brackus. A.K.A. Achim Albrecht. Currently 61 years old. I think it was like he was a there we go. He was a bodybuilder, and then Vince was like, he can definitely wrestle. He definitely could not wrestle, and he was around for like a year.
I mean, if given time, probably could learn, but... I never really got to listen to James Hunt. I'm not old enough to have really appreciated the Murray Walker James Hunt combination on commentary. I have heard some gems though, mostly in. Although I always felt bad that he was constantly, basically, giving Ricardo Patrese all the disrespect.
There we go. Tony Hallenbeck, aka Ludwig Borgman.
Tobias Thirolf is catching up to Henrik Andreasen. We might have some action there for the lead here in these last 8 minutes or so. D losing a spot there to Paul Yapure, who has been as high as 5th, so that's not so surprising. Yep. Oh, I don't think we need to go into details, sir.
Nope. No, I'm not going any further than that. I'm just saying. Dick doesn't even cover it.
Yapure picking up another spot there. That's Andy Darnell recovering from some form of off. Either that or a slowdown penalty of some contact there.
Get slow.
Andy, that's a little punchy from Andy Darnell. Andrew D, being the gentleman he is, will probably not bring that to the stewards, but a little punchy. D will get past there for 7 minutes. Andy Darnell, it's not good. Widowmaker strikes again.
Darn.
I appreciate, John. I appreciate the James Hunt, saying what you feel. Oh, Peter Backus with a big power slide there into the sand trap. It's just more that my understanding is his hatred for Patrese was just completely unfounded. Into the top 10, Steve Davidson.
I think it's perhaps because James Hunt was secretly Czechoslovakia.
No, I think he's just a bit of a dick.
Also possibly true. He's like a free spirit, man. Like, you should not be defined by your narrow modern parameters, okay?
probably one of the luckiest F1 world champions of all time. I mean, Niki Lauda was dominating that championship until, you know, the incident at the Nordschleife that cost him a couple races and almost his life.
Nordschleife.
Probably on my list of like least impressive championship drives by any driver.
What about that guy?
Andrew D looking to make a move on Paul Yepure again. And that is Raul Valor. Oh no, Raul. That is not good.
Oh my God, it's Andre the Giant with a steel chair.
The incident you're thinking of is a lot of people at the time blamed Riccardo Patrese for the death of Ronnie Peterson, and James Hunt never stopped. That was the difference between Hunt and like everyone else. Is I don't think he ever let it go. Whereas like Emerson Fittipaldi, Niki Lauda, a couple other drivers who initially blamed Patrese, retracted, apologized. And, it became fairly clear that it was not Ricciardo's fault. Whereas Hunt, it just, like a decade later, was still on that train. As Steve Davidson looking to make an overtake here on Raul Valoria, and what's left of his car, Indy. And Peter Backus looking to slip by as well in a night.
Comment and subscribe.
Indeed. Like, comment, and subscribe for our commentary and random trivia facts of Formula One history.
Did you know that there's some crabs that they use pieces of sea anemone as like boxing gloves?
See.
They actually look like cheerleaders rather than... I think they call them the boxing crabs, but they look like cheerleaders. Also, link to the new e-stores in the description. Check that out. Go get yourself some Gulf oil.
Indeed. Andrew
Coat
D,
yourself in Gulf oil.
you take that 6th place off of Paul Yepure still. And in the background, that is not a car they're battling for position. Because Steve Davidson's got Herbie, that is the car behind him, and he's got the Herbie the Love Bug livery, not the purple and black. That'd be Mauricio Julian, I think, in the background.
Let's see. Rapido.
Good Lord, this glitz. On board with Peter Backus as he looks to take the spot from Steve Davidson.
I like the glitch.
You love the glitch, I know.
It's so much fun. Can we have like the inverted next time? I want to see everybody doing wheelies next week. Or I guess it's not going to be for another 2 weeks. After this, February 24th. From the Suzuki.
Suzuki's not the car will be a little bit more modern. GTE 911 RSR 2019.
You just wait till they come up with the 912.
They have.
When did they do that?
A couple years ago.
2012? Would have been topical.
Maybe.
Good. Bring out the 912 from 2012. 2012, the end of the world. The world definitely ended in 2012.
I'll pour with Peter Backus as he continues to try to get that spot. A couple of spots up for grabs. Backus is still competing with Davidson over 8th place, and also, that's Andy Darnell off. He'll rejoin. That is a lapped car. Laissez passer. No, passer is the Herbie. That's got to be Adam Komorowski.
Slightly unsafe rejoin.
Anyways, also up for grabs is still a 6th place battle between Paul Yepure and Andrew D. And, that may have just settled it. Yepure gets the caster's curse and ends up off track almost in the wall.
Sploosh splash, taking a bath. All up in the Gulf oil.
Raul Valoria currently rounding off the top 10. Darnell throwing behind Laissez-Passer. This looks so dumb.
I like the way that booty shake.
I can't get over this.
Wiggle that booty for that.
Oh, Peter Backus. Peter Backus has had a hard time in this corner a couple of times. He's ended up in this trap a couple, more than once, anyways.
I think he got a hold of Martin's tires.
And he will rejoin. The two cars that overtook him were lapped. So, oh no! Oh. Off again. That'll cost him a spot to Raul Valoria. The power of Hulkamania compels you.
Well, you know Mean Gene, brother. We're gonna put on these 93-inch pythons and I'm gonna eat Jake the Snake for breakfast, dude.
These 13-inch rims.
Oh my goodness. Got 72-inch rims, tires only 2 millimeters thick.
Magic Kaschuk picking up a podium there. Congratulations to him. Henrik Andreasen will get his third win of the season, adding to his back-to-backs he took at Laguna Seca. And Tobias Thierolf in second place, followed by Kaschuk, Gunther, Antonio Costa ending up in fifth, ahead of Andrew D, Paul Yapure, Steve Davidson, Raul Valoria, and Peter Backus is just getting towards the checkered flag. Oh, actually, Andrew D's not done yet. Andrew D is now officially confirmed in sixth place. And rounding off the top 10, it will be Peter Backus at some point. Although, looking at how that wheel's working, I'm not entirely sure I'm willing to say that he's going to get to the end here. He is having, oh Lord.
Yeah, buddy.
Oh boy. Anyways, there you go. There is the final results. Andreasen taking the win and fastest lap. Thierolf, Kaschuk, Gunther, Costa, D, Yapure, Davidson, Valoria, and Backus, your top 10. Vic Vega, Laissez-Passer, Andy Darnell, Mauricio Julian, and Adam Komorowski find it to the checkered flag. Adam Stewart was lost along the way.
Stewart.
Also, Martin Edmonds' Windows needs an update.
I would like to see Mr. Backus change his tagline to Prime is Money.
Prime is money, huh? All right. We'll see if I have to rejoin the server here. That tends to happen in the changeover to race number 2.
You have been served. I'd like to announce that the winner of the championship gets to fly themselves here to my house on their own dime and pet my cat for 5 minutes.
I mean, the goose would appreciate that.
The goose appreciates the pets.
We'll have to wait until that changes over, so we'll probably have about a minute here.
Oh my god. Unconscionable. Let's go watch the Indianapolis Speedway instead. And it's motorized. The whole speedway is motorized? That's amazing. Is it like one of those powered escalator things at the airport? Or powered walkways? See, I think that's what I think they should do for your cool little walkie tanks there, Mike. They should put the treads on the feet, and then you get going faster. It's like wearing roller skates on a mech. You wouldn't understand this. This is advanced theory. And therefore, also, you would need less heat sinks because you'd be air-cooled as well. So, put that in your big old PPC and smoke it.
I think the air cooling doesn't really work all that well on some of the terrains that we fight on in MechWarrior Online.
I mean, stop covering everything in lava. I would like to point out that that's an unsafe work environment.
There's the volcano map. There's the desert map. There's the space map.
The space map. In space, you need no cooling. It's the beautiful thing about space.
I mean, you're kind of right, but not really.
In space, no one can see you overheat because it's not possible. Unless you're fighting on the sun. Oh my god, you're putting the password out for everybody to see.
Oh, it's coded.
Naughty, naughty boy.
I suppose you can figure out how many characters are in the password, but that's about it.
Password must be 92 characters long and employ 17 special characters and 1 capital letter.
Yeah, we're down to 15 cars, so we've lost Adam Stewart. So it looks like he's going to not partake in the second race here.
He's going to be supplying us with helicopter kit.
That'd be cool. Adam Stewart has been recruited to fly the helicopter. Oh no! No! It's in the stands. There are so many people dead.
That's at the end of the race. That's the big finale. Just go full-on kamikaze into the bandstand.
I'm trying to remember the lines. We are following the criminal now. He is trying to climb the fence, but has realized that he is too fat for this. Now he is trying to climb through the pipe, but he gets stuck. His legs are waving in a comical fashion.
After this 5-hour warm-up, we will have a 17-hour cool-down, followed by a gentle massage.
I'd go for massage.
We demand perfect suspension. You heard it here first. Here in the Monster Energy Salisbury Steak Ring.
I would like a properly calibrated spine.
That'd be neat. Also, shout out to whoever designed the sniper post there. Sniper towers are pretty baller. They went with an octagonal shape rather than just a random square. Very, very nice. Thanks, red balls.
Well, laissez-passer off in the wall.
Sir, you're supposed to be warming up, not destroying yourself.
Almost took out the other Herbie car. While we have the warm-up here, I'm going to track down the reverse grid stuff.
It's a top 17 reverse grid.
Reverse 10. So that would mean pole position should go to Peter Backus. Let's see if that's it.
Maybe.
Means Henrik Andreasen will be coming from 10th on the grid to try to take his doubleheader here. 30-minute races seem to be his niche. We've had 3 of them. He's won them all. Three drivers have won races this season. Mike Stockmill took the Nürburgring and Brands Hatch races. And Tobias Thierolf won last time out at the LausitzRing for his first win. Andreasen took the doubleheader at Laguna Seca and has now won the first race at Salzburgring. So we'll see if we get a 4th different winner.
Oh, Steve Dave.
Steve Davidson finding an escape route there. On the fighting front, my picks are doing terribly today.
You're the worst.
My record currently stands at 1-3 and a 1-3 with a no contest for double groin strikes. Interesting.
Nice. Simultaneous 11, baby.
Daniel Marcos and Richie Lang were called after unintentional groin strikes to both fighters.
Good old stretchy lung. Apparently,
it will indeed be Backus starting on the front row, followed by Valoria, Davidson, Yapore, D, Costa, Gunther, Kaschuk, Thierwolf, and Andreasen. We are off! Peter Backus with a terrible start. So the pole sitter in both races has had problems. We also lost another car in addition to the aforementioned... trying to figure out who it is. Adam Stewart we lost. Oh, Mauricio Hugon, yes. Steve Davidson got hit in the butt there, but he is still in the lead.
Ding, ding.
But here comes Raw Valoria. Hulkamania compels you, brother.
What you gonna do when Hulkamania downshifts on you?
He's on the outside, though. I think it will be Davidson in the lead. Kaschuk in a third. Somebody is off in the background. I'm not sure who that was. It is Paul Yapore. And Vic, oh, but never mind. Julian is here. It's doing that glitch thing where we're only seeing 14 cars in the tower. That's weird. So whoever is in last place at any given time will be invisible to us in the tower. That's the problem.
This is the worst. These are unsafe working conditions.
Davidson leads the way from Valoria, Kaschuk, Backus. Andrew D was in 6th place. He's not anymore as he slams into the wall. That will promote Tobias Thierolf to 6th, Gunther to 7th, Andreasen 8th, Costa and Komorowski your top 10. Paul Yapore is visible to us once again, as now Andrew D is not. Moving to the back of the package. Someday someone will figure out what is up with that damn tower glitch that we get on race 2.
I believe it's Chinese spyware.
I hope not. Peter Backus back to 5th place, having lost out to Andy Darnell, the sponsor machine.
Go Steve Dave. Go Steve Dave.
Oh no!
Oh my good
Gloria hit one of the tire barriers.
Yeah.
It's a massive pileup. Davidson, Kaschuk, Gunther, and Thierolf, along with Laissez Passer, Andreasen, Costa, and Vic Vega managed to make their way through without too much issue. There's carnage everywhere as Paul Yapore is suddenly fighting for 9th place against Adam Komorowski.
It was Pandalarium. That would be killed, or even worse.
I mean, that is pretty close to spot 1998, although it is not raining. Henrik Andreasen, the race 1 leader, making a spot up there over Laissez Passer, or maybe just depending, I'm not sure. I think he might have been already ahead of Passer. Anyways, he's 5th place.
Henrik Andreasen technically also in the Hollywood car, but it's like
Hollywood Hogan, yes. Heel Hogan.
So close to real life Hogan.
Yeah. I mean, really, it's not acting. That's just.
Favored nation status, brother. Doesn't work for me, brother.
Creative control, brother.
You know, with all of the power and bullshit influence that Hulk Hogan had, how come he couldn't get his nephew over?
His nephew stunk.
Well, Horace wasn't terrible. He just didn't know it. Like, as I understand it, he was learning on the job. Like, he wasn't.
No. Like, I want to be clear. Like, he was just really, really green, but like, that meant he was terrible.
Yeah. Send him back down to the power plant, brother.
Yeah. Well, then you're learning from Mike Saunders, and I'm not really sure if that helps you at all.
Trained by Sergeant Buddy Lee Parker himself.
I mean, the greatest achievement of Mike Saunders and the power plant was the Natural Born Thrillers, which was, all things considered, kind of an underwhelming faction.
What? Well, actually, the
Had Cash Chick up in the first. Well, yeah, but the faction within the faction.
And then you had, well, that was the tag team. Then you had the...
No, there was a point where the Thrillers was actually a 6-man unit.
No, because the 6-man unit was the New Blood, and then the Natural Born Thrillers was a tag team that was the Perfect Storm or something like that, was the other tag team. And then there was Mike Saunders, and there was like one other guy.
It was it was Johnny Stamboli.
There you go. And it was just all the talent in the world just didn't have.
Oh yeah, I mean like Sean O'Hare, Chuck Palumbo, Stamboli, Sean Stasiak.
And then they started like mixing and
the guy was
matching guys and all the time.
Oh, Jindrak was the other one.
There you go. Jindrak and O'Hare were that tag team. That was
Stasiak and Palumbo.
Right. There you go. And then they started mixing and matching the tag team partners, and then mixing and matching the team names, which I thought was fun.
I think Palumbo and O'Hare would have been the best of the group as a tag team.
Bucky O'Hare.
That would be interesting.
Bucky O'Hare.
They had the whole idea in WWE for Sean O'Hare, and they just turned him into Roddy Piper's lackey. And his career was over, basically.
I don't know. I thought they did pretty well together.
I don't know. I don't think it was a bad idea. It's just I don't think I think there was just no end game for it, and no real payoff. Back us off the track. Anyways, Magic Cash Chuck leads from Steve Davidson, Tobias Thierolf, Henrik Andreasen, and Sebastian Gunther. So the race 1 podium has more or less made its way through to the top 5. And Laissez Passer looking to make a move around the outside of Paul Yapure. But that will not happen. No, I think he's seen him off for now. I think Laissez Passer now has to look in his rearview mirror and look out for Andrew Dean, who's coming up from 10th place. Raul Valoria, by the way, is showing his 100% damage, so his car is probably a mess. Yep, front end is gone.
It's fine.
Power of Hulk Hogan compels you, as does the Tony Hawk Pro Skater moves of Andrew D.
Well, you know, brother, I started losing my hair back in 1947, so I just put a do-rag on, brother. It's a lot like my front bumper, brother. I just kind of keep on trucking, you know, his hand. Dude.
Andrew D did pick up the 9th place there, like I thought, over Laissez Passer.
Oh,
Mauricio Julian with the
my
wipeout of the
good
day. He did a barrel roll.
I like it. I give it 10. Stuck the landing.
He did stick the landing, but he is out of the race. We're down to 13 cars. On the bright side, this means that there's no longer an invisible car on the tower. We've had 2 retirements. Who else is retired? We're not going to get a good look from there. So I'm just kind of stuck looking at who's missing. I think I would know. Having a hard time. No, he's up in 2nd place.
The other Steve.
There was only one Steve.
Silent Steve.
Stop trying to make other Steve a thing. Got Trace on the tail of Tobias Thierolf.
What about other Barry?
I mean, other Barry is a thing already. D1 and Southern Barry. Laissez Passer trying to get past. Not Peter Backus. That's Paul Yapure.
Paolo Pure, an Italian action star.
Sounds like one of the Italian names for the Inglorious Bastards. Henrik Andreasen making his way past Tobias Thierolf there in the Jägermeister car. Raul Valori off the track. It's Andy Darnell. I finally figured out who else was in.
He died 17 years ago. Oh my God!
Peter Backus running over the barriers and gets tipped into a roll. He is done. Pole sitter is done. We are down to 12.
Let's go. I'm just gonna keep running this race until everybody's dead.
Well, we're at 1/3 distance, so we've lost 3 out of the 15, so that's 1/5 casualties. And in epic fashion, in the case of both Mauricio and Backus. We did not get to see what took out Andy Darnell, but I'm sure it was probably spectacular.
It's probably water buffalo.
Why are you trying to put this on Rory? Paul Yupure, you are fined 5 credits for violation of the Road Code of Conduct. Henrik Andreasen looking to get up in second place here to displace Steve Davidson. And I think he will. He's been the class of the field today, making his way from 10th up into second place now.
Yeah, boys, we've got 2 pretty spectacular crashes. We're gonna have to try real hard to top that one.
That's true. I don't even know if you can in this game. I think we've reached the apex.
Set up a ramp and see if we can take out the helicopter that provided camera footage.
Oh, that would be interesting. That'd be a heck of a real world physics engine going on. That'd be like the Miller Motorsports Park mod I had for Racer 7, where you got to race at Miller Motorsports Park, but it spawned you in the parking lot. Weird.
Neat.
Henrik Andreasen going for the lead and overtaking Magic Kaszczuk here. He's on the inside there. And Tobias Thierolf moving the spot as well into third ahead of Steve Davidson. Kaszczuk finished third in race 1. He's in second here. Andreasen was the winner from race 1. He's in the lead. Thierolf finished second in race 1. He's in third place. So we have the exact same podium with a slight shuffling going on. And Steve Davidson is the big winner up into fourth place ahead of Gunther, Costa, Komorowski, D, Yupure, Passe, and Vega. Still a pretty tightly grouped field outside of Raul Valoria, who's running around with that front end. Fastest lap of the race currently belongs to no one's surprise, Henrik Andreasen. 125.665.
How come Jägermeister's car ain't green?
They usually use orange.
That seems counterproductive since your product is green.
Don't know. They've just historically always used orange as their racing color. Whether it's been in F1 or in sports car racing.
It'd be funny if they made an orange Jägermeister, like limited edition or something like that.
Intriguing. I think Jägermeister hasn't been involved in F1 since LaRousse back in the early 90s. the way, if anyone ever wants a great example of how not to do business, go read the history of the LaRousse F1 team, because pretty much every partner LaRousse ever had in F1 is now in jail or dead.
Dang, all right.
So, don't do what he did. He got to F1, but everything after that was bad.
Is he friggin' Albanian? What's going on there?
He's French.
Northern Albanian.
Almost all of his business partners were like horrendously, involved in illegal activity.
It's like Japanese TV.
A little bit. It was the early 90s. The F1 ownership was not exactly a above-board business. There was, Andre Moda was actually worse, actively trying to kill your drivers. But also, if anyone needs a horrifying one on that, read the history of Andre Moda.
So the guy who put the hole in the bottom of the car so they could hose stuff out?
Gloria spinning up. No. They're famous for having one of the Stigs as their race car driver, Perry McCarthy, and just actively trying to kill Perry McCarthy. Hey guys, I don't know if you know this, but the car has a crack in the back wing structure. Yeah, we know that. Yeah, Roberto broke it and we put it on your car. Okay. Oh, Antonio Costa into the wall hard. It is getting messy out there, and it may really come down to just survival. The Salzburgring has exacted a heavy toll in Porsche bodywork. He'll rejoin in 8th place behind Andrew D. There's a guy on YouTube, I forget which one it is now, who does basically histories of all the random teams that popped up in the late 80s and early 90s, and almost always he's like, and this is the part of the story where we get to Roberto Moreno, because there's always a chapter on Roberto Moreno. Man raced for every horrendously flawed racing idea of the late 80s and early 90s. Thierolf looking to get that second place from Kazchuk. Looking to try to limit the damage that Henrik Andreasen is picking up on him today.
I don't want limited damage. I want all the damage.
Well, I'm talking championship, not like car day.
Well, that's boring. Nobody cares. That's nerd stuff. Nobody cares about that.
I hate to break this to you, Byron, but this is sim racing. It's very nerdy. We are exceptionally nerdy.
I heard that,
Andrew D up, and he gets picked up by Antonio Costa. I can't even say that that's an unsafe rejoin, because Costa hit him in the sand trap.
That one might need some review to see if there was even any contact. I don't know what the hell happened there.
I don't know. Thierolf is trying to get through. I'm trying to recover from that humor. And Thierolf is trying to take second place off Magic Cash. This race has been a mess. Don't fault the drivers. I fault the car.
Don't hate the player.
Hate the Widowmaker.
I think the Widowmaker unfounded
I salute the gentlemen that are still out there. Tobias Thierolf on the tail. That's Kazchuk looking to get up into second place. This is the best battle going on. About the only battle going on right now. Well, Sebastian Gunther is catching up to Steve Davidson, so we'll showdown for fourth place here. Paul Yapore getting a little too close to the wall. Andrew D will pick up another spot.
Mike, I can report that the Far Cry 6 found the majority of the problem, and the rest is just shitty code.
I could have told you that.
Wow, why didn't
with absolutely no investigation required, I could have told you that.
Well, it's that HD texture pack that's slipped in the last update. The final update apparently they're ever going to do. They're never going to fix the game. But then that weird HD texture pack, you just turn it off in the settings, and suddenly the game runs. Oh my god! You wouldn't believe it. Until you hit a cutscene, and then the whole game lags out.
Elias Nirolf makes the move,
Oh
and
boy.
Magic. That's not the track.
Counterspell.
Steve Davidson through. Sebastian Gunther through. Kaschuk goes from 2nd to 5th.
Somebody.
But he kept it out of the wall, so he should be
hit
okay.
Magic with the counterspell. All right.
Kept it out of the wall. He should be okay.
Reminds me of Dragonlance. The dwarves in the Dragonlance settings can just deny magic. They just don't believe in it.
I feel like that's dwarves in almost like every setting. Warhammer has kind of like a similar thing going on.
I suppose so.
It's Antonio Costa getting out of the way. Doing his best to navigate around this track. And laissez-passer off the track as well.
Lazy bastard. I remember there's this one part in one of the books where like an elven magician is experimenting on the dwarves, like with their consent. This was like a project, and he's like, transmogrifies one of them. He's like, "You're a horse." He's like, "No, I'm not a horse. It feels like I should be a horse, but I'm not a horse." And like and then the spell like kind of wavers. You can see the dwarf just kind of standing, but it's like inside like a transparent horse, and then the whole thing just goes away. How the fuck does this work?
I prefer the Warhammer dumb magic of the orcs, where they believe that Yar can use a mech claw, and therefore he can.
Yeah. Yar is the best. People say he's dead. Therefore he's not.
I don't believe him.
That's not a thing. I'm sorry. Yark's coming back. Look up Commissar Yarrick and all the ridiculous shit he can do just because the orcs believe he can. Stupid. I love it. He's immortal. They believe he can't be killed, therefore he's technically immortal.
It's pretty much. They believed that he could kill with just looking at them, so he got a laser installed in his eye. That was really funny.
So good. I found another Warhammer 40k podcast on YouTube. It's called Isyander and Coda.
I've seen that.
Today's video is the Primarch's favorite food.
Oh.
I'm assuming that Wes is just
Beer or probably like there's a specific alcohol that they drink.
Yeah. Whatever that is.
Yeah, very Viking sounding.
We're just gonna call it Wolf Hooch.
I think you get introduced to it in the Prospero Burns novel, and it's literally one of the Space Wolves stopping the main character in the novel from drinking it because it will kill him. I think the Space Wolf just literally goes, "We drink that." It's basically acid. Sebastian Gunther looking to get up onto the podium.
I think they took the idea from Neuromancer.
And he makes the move up into 3rd place. Yeah, if you want, oh, never mind, hang on. He blew the chicane. And Steve Dave's gonna get that 3rd place back. If you want like a really easy introduction to Warhammer, actually, Prospero Burns, not a bad novel to go through. Because it's told through the eyes of like a regular human. Who's just learning about the Astartes, the Space Marines. So, like, it kind of explains everything. Oh no! Even Tobias Thierolf is not immune to the dangers of this track. Should be able to retain second place, though.
The thrust must not. He is now 5 light years behind Andrew Andres.
Well, about 11 seconds, yeah. 12 seconds. That'll probably secure the win for Andreasen as long as he doesn't mess up. Which is far from a given.
My God, Tobias Thierolf fired the blue shell.
Well, really, it would be Raul Valorian getting the blue shell like repetitively at this point, because the blue shell tended to go to the car in last place. As Steve Davidson again gets overtaken by Sebastian Gunther, and I think this time Gunther will hold it because he didn't completely mess up the path through the chicane. Some other good Warhammer reads. The Gonskos.
Kids and goods. Good news for you, sir. Loma Lugumi unanimous decision.
Excellent. That was my pick.
She should be everyone's pick.
Actually, it was a really, really simple pick. It was, I think in the podcast, I basically said, we have Loma Lugumi versus Bruna Brazil. Loma Lugumi is better than Bruna Brazil at everything. She should win. But she's tiny, so there is always that possibility of being wrong. Because she's an atom weight fighting against Starlight. She was 6 inches shorter than Bruna Brazil. It'd be like you and me fighting in terms of height difference.
Put my hand on your forehead and you can't touch me.
Whoa! Paul Ypere having a big old spin.
See, I knew
And,
before you mispronounced it.
oh! Costa just missed him.
The Costa repairs almost went up.
This race refuses to get dull, even when it should.
Knock on my door, I'll be right back.
For the blood pressure of everyone involved, it probably should, but it is not. Andreasen still leads with Thierolf, Gunther, Davidson, Kaschuk, Komorowski, D, Costa, Yupure, and Vic Vega. Laissez Passer still running, as well as a multiple lapped Raul Valoria. On board with Paul Yupure, and he is whoa. Okay, Costa's doing all kinds of weird things. This is the weirdest view you're gonna get all day, I think. And he's gonna pick up the spot as Costa. Whoa, big save. He's gonna let Costa get alongside him again, though. Yupure does have the inside line, though, and he will, I think, eventually prevail.
Upstairs neighbor glue breaker.
Back, you missed a heck of a side-by-side with Costa and Yupure as Costa's car was doing a handstand, basically.
Okay, so that's 6 each other.
If this will be Sebastian Gunther's first podium this season, and it will be, as it currently stands.
Unless he crashes.
Yeah, but then he would give him to Steve Davidson, who would also be getting his first podium. So we should get a first podium, is what I'm trying to get at here. final lap here. These cars are very front-wheel drive. The rear wheels are actually optional.
They should just put skis on the back.
Costa, by the way, was showing 100% damage, which probably just means he's lost his front splitter. And much like Raul Gloria. Laissez-passer with a little spin for the crowd.
Gotta get that diesel out.
And Raul Valoria just like deciding to like just headbutt some or give the hip check to some tires there.
These cars are hilarious nightmare.
Very much so. I mean, like this entire field, like I want to make this quite clear to the audience. All 12 of these guys who are driving right now are actually really good drivers. They're just getting murdered by the Widowmaker. Like these are like relatively serious, prepared drivers, and Komorowski with a spin. This is not the ESR like academy field or anything like that. These are guys who we trust to take home top 10s pretty frequently. Henrik Andreasen is going to win from Thierolf and Gunther. Davidson finishing in 4th ahead of Kaschuk. Komorowski will probably be 5th as we enjoy Costa and Vic Vega. Yep, Komorowski is done. Finishes in 6th place. Andrew D will be the next one across the line. In theory. And there is the finish line. Paul Yupure finishes in 8th place ahead of Costa and ahead of Vega. And the man bringing up the rear as far as the somewhat competitive cars today, Laissez-passer, whose car looks actually in pretty good shape.
Must work out.
Oh, we got Mike Stoppel in the chat.
What? Why is he
Henrik Andreasen, your winner from Tobias Thierol, Sebastian Gunther. So a double podium day for both Andreasen and Thierol. They were first and second in both the first and the second race today. Gunther joining them on the podium this time. Kaschuk had in the first race. He falls to 5th. Davidson in 4th place. Komorowski 6th. Andrew D, Paul Yupure, Antonio Costa, Vic Vega, Laissez-passer, and Raul Gloria. We saw epic retirements for Peter Backus as well as Mauricio Hugon. We lost Andy Darnell to an unknown problem, and Adam Stewart did not start the race. So that's it from Salzburgring. We'll be heading on to the season finale in 2 weeks' time at the Suzuka Grand Prix circuit. And we'll be in a more sensible car for that one. Byron, your final thoughts.
Everybody head to the Netherlands and party at Stoffmeel's house.